Here is how ruthlessly cutting out distractions has 10x'd my life. Cutting out distractions is not just about getting more done. It's more about protecting your focus, your energy, your time, the energy source that you have that's very limited in this day-to-day life that we live. We have so many things competing for our attention today, and you could be someone like me who really gets distracted pretty easily, whether it be social media, sometimes going to the gym is a distraction, or just using different outlets that aren't really productive towards the end goal you're trying to reach. Cutting out the noise and creating a more focused, intentional life towards getting to your goals is extremely crucial. Some things that I'm doing that you might be find value in also. Follow the rest of this video and you will, based on the increase that I've seen in my life, will also see an increase in success, whatever goal metric you're trying to hit, because you're cutting out these distractions. Identify and prioritize which are your main tasks. You really need to start pinpointing about what matters to you and know that your priorities, what they are, and trying to minimize everything else is not going to be easy. But once you ignore those distractions, it makes it much easier to focus that priority. And don't choose the entire world, right? You got to really think about what is going to be the core focus or few core focuses that you can focus on. And then from there, you can give your best effort without getting distracted or pulled away in 10 million different directions that leave you to give subpar effort. And be very conscious about limiting your digital distractions. Social media, they're designed to suck you in. They're designed to grab your focus and attention because the attention market is very, very high in this day and age. And it's only going to get higher as humans evolve. Be conscious that sometimes if you go through those digital distractions, you will find yourself sucked into a void that is very difficult to get out of. And once you build that habit, it's hard to break out of that habit. I can tell you firsthand that TikTok, social media, Instagram Reels was a huge, huge addictor for mine. I still struggle to this day sometimes, and making a conscious effort to cut it out when I need to. Maybe consider using app limits. Or one of my friends, actually, he has a thing where only when you do a certain amount of push-ups, each push-up is 1 minute of screen time towards a social media app. And it's productive, but also helps him also minimize what social media aspects he uses. Really schedule and block what times are meant for your emails, messages, looking at your social platforms. Because listen, if you don't want to cut it out completely, listen, I'm not here to tell you what you should or should not do in your life. If you want to have that in your life, go ahead. Try maybe scheduling it out. Scheduling out that time where you're allowing yourself that free time and you feel less guilty for when, you're supposed to be doing work, but you're still just scrolling along the way. And try creating a dedicated distraction-free workspace. It's really is a game changer when you only have whatever work things are on your computer or on your laptop or on your desk. Because then there's harder ways to reach that outlet and it's not worth the ROI. The pain of changing is not greater. Excuse me. The pain of not changing is not greater than the pain of changing and going to a different outlet. So you stay in your work. As well as the designated workspace can help you create a time, space, and an environment just for focus. That place, supposedly if you have an office, right, it's only meant for work, nothing else. It allows you to avoid those mindless scrolling or the interruption. And be conscious about setting boundaries to protect your time, not just with distractions on social media, but just people who might take your attentions away. Sometimes it's hard to not get distracted or not get pulled away because there are priorities in your life. And that's why scheduling and time blocking is extremely, extremely crucial, because if you don't, you're just going to be left with subpar efforts and everything. Clear boundaries can help you preserve uninterrupted time for deep work. One thing that I really like to practice now is embracing singular tasks versus multitasking. When it comes to time and effort to get things done, if you just really block one thing to get done in a certain amount of time, you're going to get that thing done faster than trying to do multiple things at once. It's because your focus is distracted. It just leads you to have divided attention and reduce the actual product. One thing that I really like doing is setting a timer to focus, right? So if I have something and I actually write it down on my schedule, like I'm going to spend 10 minutes sending emails, set a 10-minute timer, and I have to send all the emails that I need to send. Because otherwise, if you don't set a timer, you're going to think you have infinite amount of time, and then you get distracted. You go on Reddit, you go on TikTok, you go on LinkedIn, you go on whatever social platform, or you get distracted doing whatever what. But if you allow yourself 10 minutes and you work against the clock, you're almost like competing. And for me, as someone who is naturally competitive and likes to get things done, I've noticed the amount of work I get done. Like I can get an 8-hour workday done in 4 hours if I just set those timers up and really time block. One thing that I used to use and still currently use is creating routines on focusing on what for your day to day. So you spend time and less and energy on what to do, and you already know what to do because you have a routine for it. Like on the weekends, I do my laundry. On Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I do my social media. Consistent routines free up any mental energy that you need to use to possibly focus or work or get some things done. Meditating and mindfulness has helped me significantly when it comes down to being aware of the distractions, those urges, and just trying to almost internally, and it takes some practice, but redistribute that energy out there. Because when your mind starts to drift, mindfulness and meditation are tools that you can use to help bring yourself back. And this will be a continual process. You're going to have to consistently reevaluate and eliminate distractions or bring back in things that you think that actually were beneficial. You're going to be a work in progress. But when you ruthlessly cut out distractions that are not working towards your end goals, I can tell you firsthand that there are some distractions that I left my PS5 back in Illinois. I'd be playing FIFA all day if I could. But if it's not in my environment, I'm not going to feel the urge to do that. And I notice when I'm back at home, I feel the urge to do it all the time. So once I eliminated it, it helped me significantly. So out of sight, out of mind is a real thing. And if you can ruthlessly cut out those distractions by creating a safe working space in which you set timers to get things done, you will accomplish way more than you could possibly even imagine.